Hello. I wanted to talk today. Well, actually, I wanted to ask you a question. Are you the best kept secret? Because the thing is, if you have a speaking gig, if you have a signature talk, if you have a podcast that you've been recorded on, you got to let people know it's on. This is where the promotion, which is our ninth pillar of influential communication, comes in. Now, you may have sussed from the bit that I do from page to stage is one of my podcasts. The main podcast is working at the moment. Now, I'm working from that respect with authors to get them onto stages, and podcasts are a great way in. So if you are a published author, or you're publishing, or you're even thinking about publishing, start also considering how are you going to let people know. If you have a signature talk, you do have something to say. You have a program, you have something to say. You want to share your message with the wider world. You've got to let people know about it. And how do they know about it? Unless you promote, unless you start telling them. One of the things that we do with the podcast is I work with authors to say, right, when is publication date? Work backwards. Because when you've got an idea for a publication date, you've got to think about how you're going to promote it ahead of time. Because once it's going out to publication, you want the world to know. You want the world to go by, don't you? If for instance, you've done a TEDx, you want people to know about it. So even before it goes up in lights, you want to start seeding the fact that you've got it coming. If you've got a podcast has been recorded, take a screenshot of it while you're doing it. Get excited about it and share with your audiences, whether it be on socials, whether it be on your own live YouTube channel, wherever you have a presence with your audience. Mention it, talk about it, do a live, do a video about how excited you are to be on so-and-so's podcast. Make sure you tag them in. One, it edifies them as the host, and they go, oh, yeah, I'm getting a bit of free publicity here. Great, tick box. That is part of your job as a podcast guest, is to edify the host, because that way you are going to get referred on to other people and asked back, possibly, if you wow the audience. So this is where you start thinking about the reverse engineering. Now, if you are going for podcasts ahead, say, of a particular publication date, you're going to have to think about how long to apply, how long you're going to leave it to apply. Some podcasts will record and publish that same week, but they're rare. Very often, I did one a couple of weeks ago. We're in August at the moment. It's not going out until October. So if you have a specific date for publication, or you have a summit coming up, for instance, that you are appearing on, this is where you start to reverse engineer. How soon do I need to start talking about this? And seed on your socials, seed both written and video form, what's coming up. Get people excited. Share your excitement. Do behind the scenes. This is all part of the promotional bit. Because when people can see that you're excited about this, they will share that excitement with you. If you have a particular speaking gig coming up that is open to the public, you want people to come along, you've got some Eventbrite tickets or whatever, again, start promoting it. Give people plenty of opportunity to go, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I would recommend that you consider a particular schedule. As I said, reverse engineer it. Think of a particular schedule. If you leave it to the last minute, people will already have booked things in. But if you start too early, people are going to go, oh, well, that's ages away. I don't need to worry about that yet. So this is where, don't think just because you've told them once, that's it. It's a one and done. It's not. You need to keep refreshing their memory. Because if you're doing this on socials, I can guarantee you're not going to pick up the algorithm every time. So whilst you think you may be repeating yourself, well, you are, but your audience is not hearing it every time you're saying the same thing. Get talking about it. Get promoting what you're working on. Show how excited you are and invite people to join you in your excitement about whatever it is you're doing. Some of you will have seen on my socials that I was getting really excited about speaking at Cambridge University a couple of weeks ago. I was letting everybody know because I was so excited about it. Now, when that video gets posted, because it was a recorded session and we're going to get it back, I'm going to be letting everybody know multiple times on all of those socials. I will be taking snippets of that video and using that as almost like a taster, like a trailer, if you will, to encourage people to go and have a look at the whole thing. How can you repurpose what you've done? Any talks that you've got, I was talking to a client earlier on that today, got a keynote coming up, and I said, is it being recorded? Oh, I don't know. I highly recommend any time you're in front of an audience, get somebody you know to get out their phone and record you. Now, ideally, you'll have a wireless mic. That may not be appropriate if you're on a big stage and it's somebody else's gig. But if it's something that you yourself are doing, make sure it's recorded. As good an audio as you can, so much the better. If you only can get the visuals, ask your person who's recording it to do it back a couple of rows, or get some heads in there as well, backs of heads. Backs of heads mean that you don't need permission to share that visual, but it also shows social proof. It means that there's more than one person in the room, i.e. the person taking the photo or taking the video. So think about how you're going to promote what you're doing. That is so important. I know we all like to think about, well, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? How am I going to say it? Yes. Who am I going to say it to? Yes. And how do I let people know it's coming up? I'm excited about it. I've done it, sharing lots and lots of pictures about it. This is when it's going to be promoted. For instance, if you're doing a book, as I said, if you've got a podcast recording that's going up, if you've got a video that you've done for a branded talk like a TEDx or the Blue Talk that I did, start telling everybody, keep telling everybody, promote, promote, promote. You may think you're going to be sounding like a broken record, but like I said, don't expect it to be a one and done, because the algorithms will only send your information out to so many at a time. And it's very rare that they'll capture the same audience over and over and over again. The other thing to bear in mind is networking meetings. Are you getting onto networking meetings and talking about what you do, sharing your information? There are speaker directories where you can sign up for free. There are some speaker bureaus that will actually go looking for paid gigs for you at a premium. Obviously, it's their business. They're going to charge you for it. But there are ways of doing this. There are ways of getting onto podcasts. There are ways of getting onto some virtual summits. So if that's interesting to you and you don't know how to do it, message me, come and talk to me. Let's get you promoting your wonderful work. That's what I got for you this week. Think about what you're doing, how you can reverse engineer the promotion so that when it comes to whatever the event is, be it publication, be it podcast publication, be it a Blue Talk or a TEDx that's going live, that the world knows about it and is sharing your excitement alongside you. Have an awesome week. DM me in the notes if you want any extra support with this. For now, though, bye from me.